We'll see if this does it. Okay, so my first equation, where did it go? Says, I'm going to do it in blue. Y equals x minus 2 quantity squared plus 4. Okay? So here's my parent graph. I'm leaving the parent graph up here so you can see what it looks like. What is my A value in this vertex form? 1. What is my H value? 2. And my K value is 4. So that means my vertex is at 2, 4, correct? So I go over to 2 and up 4. There's my new vertex. The fact that it is A equals 1, because this is the parent graph, y equals x squared. That also has A equals 1. Means it's going to follow in that same pattern. So where they went up or over 1, up 1, mine is also going to be over 1, up 1. And the next point was over 2, up 4. So over 2, up 1, 2, 3, 4. It would be about right there. And you don't have to be exactly this precise, but that's what it's going to look like. Something like that. So that's A. Okay? Now, the bottom part, which you might not have even gotten to, talks about the range. And we said the range is the y values. So as I look at my y values, what is the lowest or highest y value you see for this parabola in blue? 4, right? Okay, so I'm comparing my y values to the low point of 4. As I look at the rest of the graph, I can include 4, and I'm going to look at all values of y that are higher or greater than 4. So my range is y such that y is greater than or equal to 4. So you might put that down towards the bottom for number 4. Letter A, range y such that y is greater than or equal to 4. That's on page 100. All right, so let's look at the second one. Second one is the second equation, y equals negative x plus 3, that quantity squared, minus 1. So what is my A value? Don't be shy. Come on. Negative 1. Thank you. What's my H value? Good. Negative 3. She wasn't fooled. And my K value? Negative 1. Good. So my vertex is negative 3, negative 1, negative 3, negative 1. That puts a vertex right there. Now, my A value is negative 1. So that's going to be opening downward at the same width as my parent. So I'm going to go to the right 1, down 1, to the left, down 1, over 2 and down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 2, down 4, and it's going to open downward. So find the highest or lowest point of that red graph. And let's talk about the range. So the range is y such that y, what's my highest or lowest y value that we can tell? Negative 1, right? That's my highest. So I'm going to compare it to negative 1. I've got a dot there, my vertex, so I know it can be equal to negative 1, and then it's going to be less than, right? All these other y values are smaller than negative 1. So that's the range for that parabola. All right, let's go to C. We have y equals 3 times x plus 1 quantity squared minus 2. What's my a value here? 3. My h, -1, k, -2. My vertex is -1, -2, right there. And I have a value of a of 3. That's positive, so I know it's going up, but it is 3. So does that make it more narrow or more wide? As you're reaching up higher, it's going to become more narrow. So I don't know exactly, but I know it's going to be pretty narrow. So there it is, a narrow one. Talking about my range, my y values. Y, what's my highest or lowest number or point? It's going to be -2, right? So it can equal -2, and it's going to be greater than -2. So my range says that y values are going to be greater or equal to -2. And the last one, very quickly. Y equals -1/3 x plus 1 squared minus 2. So my a value is -1/3, my h value is -1, my k value is -2, which means I'm at -1, -2, which is right here. It's going down, and it is -1/3. That is a fraction, small. That means it is going to go wider. How wide? I don't know exactly, but I know it's going down and it's going wide. And finally, if I were to find the range, I'm comparing y to either my highest or lowest point of my vertex, and that is -2, and it's going to be less than or equal to -2 because it's going down. All right, good job today. I did record this, so I will upload it in a bit. Looks like it might be 3 separate small videos, but if you want to look back at it and understand